Good evening guys and welcome once again to this special edition of E-Numan. Sa mga interesadong makinig or mag-eavesdrop sa mga pinagkikwentuhan namin over our quarantine drinking sessions. Kasi baka, one, sana meron kayong mapulot na information, or two, baka naghahanap lang kayo ng kausap or kakwentuhan. Tapos pwedeng kami na yun. Pakinggan nyo. This session is actually quite special. Because we actually crossed time zones for you. And this session has a special title. So this episode is officially entitled Torontitos because we have Mr. Chester Angeles and Mr. Ogie Anunobi live from Toronto.
The original OG.
The real OG, Ogie Unson.
What a shot.
Live from Toronto.
Of course, sobrang special itong
Thanks for
session
the
na to
invite.
kasi this is the first time that we're inviting guests to join our Tito Talks. And ayun nga, welcome guys.
So, I guess for everyone's information, high school friends kami. So, all of us have known each other since high school. And up to our college years and early employment years, medyo madalas kami magkita-kita kasi nagba-basketball kami, no? So we had this Sunday basketball session. Si Chester medyo pumupunta-punta, si Ogie regular 'yan. But then the two of them, Chester and Ogie, both decided to migrate to the north, with their overall mission of bringing a championship to the city of Toronto, which they were able to accomplish last year.
Take your talents to Toronto.
This session is kwentuhan lang na gusto lang namin makipagkwentuhan sa inyo, kamustahan. It's all about your Canadian and Torontonian experience. I guess yung first na gusto natin malaman, no? Ano ba yung thought process? How did you go about, that process of considering migrating, and then why Canada, and then how'd you go about that whole information to actually moving process? Sino ba nauna sa inyo? Sino nauna sa Canada?
Si Chester.
Si Chester. So si Ogie ang unahan natin tanongin. Joke. So Chester, paano nangyari yun?
Yeah, first of all, congrats sa podcast na to. I think with the COVID scenario, talagang makakatulong to sa mga
Sa mga board.
lahat mga generation natin to interact, especially ngayon. Hirap na yung mental health nasa when you're inside the house.
Yep.
Diba? Kailangan may interaction with your friends, like kayo high school friends. So yeah, to start off, way back 2008, ako kasi parang yung dad ko started or paved the way to go to Canada. So yung dad ko was around 2005 na nag-start siya. At that point, he has an option to bring his family. So kami. Pero nauna muna siya just to test the waters. I landed around 2008. So nag-land ako.
2008.
Just to be a permanent resident. So tapos kasama ko na si Rai at around 2011. So that's how we started. So at first, syempre at ang daming doubts whether to settle to a new country, change your job, lose your friends. So all of those.
Yung pinakamahirap yung dulo,
syempre.
no?
Lose yourself.
Iba talaga yung camaraderie sa Philippines with your friends, and iba rin yung camaraderie.
So si Chester, yung dad niya ang kumbaga ang main influencer, no? Kung bakit siya nag-move to Canada. How about you, Ogie? Ano yung what was the process?
Actually, very similar yung process namin ni Chester. In my case, yung mom ko yung nag-pave the way, facilitated yung paperwork, got all of the requirements. Kasi at the time she made the application back kakagraduate ko lang ng university. So talagang paperwork niya yung nagdala doon. And then similar to Chester, I landed sometime in 2008 din ata actually kasi I had just started at Nestle at the time. And then I came back, very brief lang. Pero the decision of having to move came around 2011, 2012.
So, okay. So,
Pero-
umuwi ka and then bumalik ka.
Yung uwi ko, kasi when you land, you don't have to be all the way there na. You can be away for a period of 5 years, pero at some point you have to come in and you have to stay and you have to meet requirements for residency. And then from there you become a citizen at some point. So yung parang grace period is 2008 to call it 2011 or 2012. Magdesisyon ka na, lilipat ka ba o hindi. The assumption is by being a PR, nagdesisyon ka na. Pero truth is, you can just let it lapse. So may choice na at that point. So yung nangyari, after getting married, yun na yung parang decision from a couple perspective. Saan tayo magkapalaki ng pamilya? Kasi yun talaga yung bigger question. If it's a matter of just me and my wife and us being comfortable, staying back home is a fine option. Kasi dun yung pamilya mo, dun lahat ng kilala mo, may established networks ka na, yun yung lifestyle na sanay ka eh. So moving is far less about yourself, far more about your family or future family in our case. So yun yung more naging motivation namin. So difficult decision, similar ng kay Chester in the sense na you kind of sign up for all of the things you're giving up, but also what you think you're going to get, and yun yung parang naging turning point namin to make the move, 6-7 years ago now.
Pero Ogie, when you decided to transfer, you were already married that time. Kasi si Chester hindi pa kinakasal nung umalis di ba?
Pero bumalik sila to get married.
Bumalik pa.
Yeah.
So hindi pa kami parang straight up establish na roots. Parang dipping your toes in the water lang.
Sige, yung
Ano ba
adjustments nyo,
yung mga kaibigan mo dyan,
pag-uusapan natin yan mamaya.
Mga Pinoy or mga Canadians or ibang lahi? Ano ba yung mix ng bagong friends mo dyan?
Si Fred Van Vliet parang lagi mo kasama eh.
Baka si Pascal Siakam na yan, ha?
Usually dito sa Toronto, General Toronto area, sa Brampton kasi kami, marami ring Filipino community, especially classmates ng mga anak ko, si Sandro and Tia, so yung mga parents nila. Pag winter, we often go snowboarding, ski, pag summer, camping, hiking. So yun yung mga usual activities.
Dati, pawisan basketball lang. Ngayon, snowboarding ka na.
Snowboarding. Pwede ka maghalo-halo dyan, ha? Libre.
So, wala na ice tubig dyan, no? Pag nag-snowboarding, wala na ice tubig. Kinakain mo na lang yung ice, gano'n.
Pero all your kids were born and raised na in Canada, no? So talagang Canadians na sila.
Slang ba? Slang ba yan? Pag panganak, gano'n?
Tinatry namin na i-instill pa rin yung Tagalog eh. Kinakausap namin mag-Tagalog. Pero hirap talaga magsalita. Pero sana later on maka-cope up din sila sa Tagalog. Kasi importante din eh.
Okay lang yun. Si Drake nga, anak ko nandito sa Pilipinas, di rin marunong mag-Tagalog.
Napansin ko rin yan eh. Pag umuwi kami. Kala ko pag umuwi kami, matututo sila ng mga Filipino words or mga kung ano-anong words natin, di ba? Pero wala. English din sila.
Si Milo, pinapagalitan may Tagalog.
So, totoo yung mga skit ni Jokoy, ganun. Lumalabas si Tagalog pag nagagalit. So, si Ogie and I guess si Chester, parang yung big question sa inyo, whether tototohanin na ba natin ito, was nung pumasok na yung usapan ng pamilya, kung saan kayo mag-raise ng family.
Yeah.
So ano yung considerations? Parang why did you think na parang sa Canada tayo mag-raise ng family?
I think sa akin yun yung best time to go to another country. So of course kasi you're starting a new family. Mahirap kasi pag yung nauuna yung parent tapos may iwan yung kids back home. Kahit sabihin mo na merong support, di ba? Mahirap din yun on the impact sa child, di ba? On the child development. Ngayon nga na nag-work from home ako, parang nagigilty ako, hindi ko nakakausap yung mga anak ko na nandyan lang sa other room. So, I think the best way to migrate talaga is yung wala pang family, kids. Start anew. I mean, para less impact on the kids development.
Yeah. Add ko lang kay Chester, yung isang benefit din if you move earlier, pag early career, parang paglipat mo dito, wala kang experience within the market. So, pag tinignan nila yung resume mo, puro Philippine experience or Philippine university, so they don't really know that. So, nangyayari dyan, mostly, makukuha mong jobs, mostly entry level. Which is fine if you're more early career. Pero kung kunwari, you're in your mid-30s and parang nakaangat ka na, mga director level ka or whatever, lipat ka dito, you may have to take a couple of steps back. And that's difficult for some depending on what they're used to, the lifestyle and so on. Some people are able to adjust to that, some people aren't. Pero yun yung I would say another benefit to if you make the decision to move and you make that decision earlier, it'll make your transition a little bit easier to stomach. It's not perfect, but it'll help a little bit, I think.
Nung bagong dating kayo dyan, ano yung parang biggest adjustments na that you guys had to undergo?
I'll give it a go. Yung nangyari sa amin ni Sel, kasi when we moved, it was a little bit simpler in the sense na kaming dalawa lang. And parang ako fortunate enough na from the time I moved, I was able to get a job in the first month or so. So nakatulong din yun in terms of just keeping myself busy, helping me kind of adjust.
Pero Ogie, when you
started.
Pero nung pagdating mo dyan, Nestle ka pa rin di ba?
Yeah.
I mean, nung dumating ka dyan, pumunta ka dyan without a job, di ba?
Without a job.
Okay.
I spent the first 4 weeks like submitting resumes, going to interviews. Pero different people have different experiences, pero most I would say probably it takes a bit longer to get a job. And I was fortunate na after a month from arriving, more or less, naka-start na ako. Si Shell naman, she took up a course and basically shifted careers, pero that also took up her time. So, in that sense, nakatulong na busy kami, we had stuff going on. Pero, so yung naging adjustment talaga namin was more, you miss a lot of the things back home. You miss people, you miss friends. Yun yung mahirap din to kind of reconcile pag bago ka. Tapos parang lahat ng tao hindi mo masyado kilala. And in our case in Toronto, wala kaming immediate family in the area. So wala kaming tito or kaibigan or like we had to start new networks more or less. Medyo kalat yung family ko eh. So talagang paglipat ko, kami lang ni Sel yung based in Toronto.
Okay.
So talagang adjustment siya, which to this day, may impact pa rin siya because I'm raising a child na wala akong immediate family in the area. So, yun din.
Paano pala yun?
Pero,
paano pala yun, Ogie?
At the time, wala, shared. Kaming dalawa lang talagang nakatoka.
Kala ko wala, as in wala.
iwan lang muna.
You know who takes care of the TV?
Coco Melon.
Uy, Coco
Melon na bahala.
Grabe yung
Si Poco yung gusto niya ngayon.
Poco yun.
Chester, na naging experience mo when you moved?
It's very similar then. I think when I got here in 2011 then, around the next month, March, so I got the job sa Rogers. So
Kenny ba yan? Kenny?
Kenny Rogers.
Steve Rogers.
Rogers is a telecommunications company.
Globe and Smart pala.
Smart and Globe in the Philippines. So,
kaya doon ba nakuha yung Roger?
Tito yung joke.
Oo, titong jokes eh.
Okay. Lumabas yung mga TVJ jokes eh. Naging focus din ako sa work and especially here parang sobrang routine yung work eh. I mean you go to the office 9 to 5 then weekends are spent on chores kasi walang household help, di ba? So, yung weekends namin, I would cook food. Akalain mo,
Ikaw
natuto
nagluluto,
rin ako magluluto eh. I'll cook food for the rest of the week. Tapos, yung cleaning chores, lahat. Ang dami sa bahay na ginagawa. At so masispend mo na yung weekends mo on those kind of chores.
Yep.
And then Sunday, we usually go to church, ganyan. And then, and half of the day on the Sunday is to prepare for the next week. So parang yan, and then it starts another week. So yun yung na-miss ko rin sa Philippines. Sa Philippines parang at least weekends or at least weekdays, pwede ka lumabas, di ba? On a routine basis dito kasi sa Canada, parang you get used to it. Every week is a grind in, grind out, focus on the work.
Dito, bawal na rin lumabas eh. Sabi ni Kim.
So since na-bring up mo, Chester, ano yung typical weekday dyan sa Toronto? For at least for in your case.
Yeah, in my case, prior COVID is half of the time. I mean 9 to 5, 9 to 6 I'm in the office.
So ano oras ka umaalis, ano oras ka gumigising?
Yan nga, two times a week I usually go to the office. The rest of the days na go work from home ako prior.
So twice a week ka lang sa office.
Oh, ganun. So ang gising ko noon at that time is around 6. Then travel, since malayo kasi yung work and rush hour in the morning, I spend around 2 hours driving. Kasi medyo malayo yung especially with traffic. Pero usually without traffic, 1 hour din yan.
2
Then
hours?
pag uwi mo, 2 hours din.
Gano'n kalayo yun, yung 2 hours? Like, Makati to San yun?
60 kilometers siya eh.
Santa Rosa.
So,
Malayo.
Malayo. And I think, Manila
Laguna
to Laguna na yun? Or
Dito, 2
Tagaytay na yun?
hours. SM North hanggang Makati lang yun.
Yeah,
dahil sa traffic or talagang malayo lang?
So, talagang malayo din for my case. I mean, medyo not regular yung case ko kasi I'm living on the other side. West side, and then my office is on the east side. Yep. So, yun, medyo weird yung situation ko. Pero, yun, I arrive home medyo around 7 p.m. So, just in time. Usually, naabutan ko pa mag-dinner sila, Raisa, and yung my 2 kids. And then, sleeping time nila is around 8 p.m. So, I usually make it a point na katabi ko pa sila pag natutulog, ganyan, at 8 p.m. And then, I do the chores after 8 p.m. So,
sila iba nag-work?
Either, prior COVID, nag-work siya as an early child educator. So, yun yung naging passion niya after engineering din yung background niya. Pero, since nagka-baby, I mean, naging passion niya yung taking care of kids.
Ikaw naman, OG, ano B?
Day in the life sa akin, not too different from Chester, pero yung commute situation ko mas madali in the sense na yung trade-off really on choosing where you live is you can choose a better location pero mas konti space mo, yung benefits of that, versus titira ka na medyo baka mas malayo ng konti but you have a lot more space. So yung locations ko throughout my time here, I've chosen to live more within the city, so midtown or uptown. So yung mga commute ko would usually be by train, give or take mga door to desk, mga 20 minutes, give or take.
Wow, not bad at all.
Walk to the subway up, subway down, ganun lang siya. So in that sense, sobra siyang benefit kasi less time just traveling. But for the most part, wala, full day of work and then you go home, and pag weekdays talagang focused lang within just doing that work, and then when you get home, there might be a few chores pero nagde-decompress ka lang from the day kasi very Very intense din yung work environment in the sense na in that 9 to 5 amount of time, talagang busy mga tao. And Chester, I'm not sure kung pareho experience mo, pero what I find here is because everyone has to go pick up the kids at the daycare or everyone has chores to attend to at some point, yung 9 to 5 working is really purposeful dapat, or else
Sulit na
people
sulit.
get upset with wasted time. Oo. Kasi mismo yung boss mo, kailangan din mo para sundin yung mga anak niya. So if you waste their time, there is onus on people to be mindful of that. Tapos pag medyo nakakainis din. Pero apart from that, it really is just a grind throughout the week. Weekends are a bit more varied, pero yung question lang is before having kids, after having kids. Before having kids, medyo very chore-driven yung weekend, but you could probably still do a few things. Pero after having a kid, a lot of it's a little more dictated by how do you keep your kid engaged, how do you spend time with them. Kasi yun na yung time mo talaga with your kids. Like whether you take them out, whether you just spend time at home, talagang yun yung choice mo. And then since COVID, I think the interesting thing lang is, in my case at least, work from home kami till the end of October, pero feeling ko hanggang end of the year na rin yan. And then nagtatanong na sila if people feel comfortable going back or not or whatever. So we'll see kung tumagal pa. Pero the work from home part's been interesting. It's been good though.